Hi everyone, this is Lauren coming at you from the Break Zone with another episode of the Final Fantasy, the trading card game news. So, first of all, happy, Super Mario, Smash. Okay, Smash Ultimate Day. So, the reason why I'm giving a shout out to that game is because we do have a character in the lineup that's from Final Fantasy, which is Cloud. So, here's a picture of him. He looks amazing. That game looks amazing. Everybody's really hyped for it. Hopefully you got a copy of it. Otherwise, go out and get one, or I think you could get a digital version of it too on your Nintendo Switch. And for anybody that's trying to look for anyone else to play with, go ahead and put your friend codes in the comments and have some fun. All right, next up in the big news, we've got the Final Fantasy TCG Winter Cup Wales 2019 coming up this weekend. It should be starting over in Europe, well, I guess in a matter of less than 24, a little more than 24 hours. Either way, they will be having a stream, so if you have anything to do, if you want to just take a break from playing Smash Brothers, then go ahead and tune in. There should be Joe Hill, also known as Josepher, as the commentator, and I'm not sure who's commentating with him, but maybe we'll see more of Josh Freeman Birch, and that event is quite full. Keep in mind that this is post-Worlds, but it will be a slightly different meta because, first of all, Worlds was a different format where you were playing 3 decks that could not share more than 3 copies of a specific card in each deck. This would be back to single deck best of 1, so not a 2-deck format or anything like that, but it will be a bit of I guess you could say a look at what the meta looks like now that we're in a world where Jesper and Thaumaturge are banned. Okay, so next up, we're going to go over some of the results. Well, Metapotion hasn't posted results in a while, but they did have an event recently, and Brian Berkeley, shout out to you. You actually got first place. So yeah, there's some results there. I'll post a link down below in the description of the video so that you could take a look at maybe what you might be able to see over at Winter Cup Wales, maybe some similar decks. It'll be pretty interesting to watch. Okay, next up I'm going to go over some of the results that came up recently, starting off with the RVA Battlegrounds Weekly 38, with Adam Lane coming in first with Urianger. Anybody not familiar with Urianger? Well, this is a different version of it, but it's got both Phoenixes and it's got Paul Leo, a whole bunch of stuff. Galdez is in there now as well, so there's a little bit of Opus 7 influence in this deck. And otherwise, in Jacksonville, Florida, at Opus 7 Week 4, we have somebody playing, Firewind. And by Firewind, it's a pretty interesting list too, a whole lot of Phoenix as well. So that's a different take, that's pretty interesting to watch. So hopefully you have some fun kind of checking out what people are trying out in this brand new meta. Now that Thaumaturge and Jesper are gone, there's definitely some options available. Things are a little bit different, but Wind Earth is still definitely a force to be reckoned with, as well as Mono Water for Soya. Next up, there's a Magic Stronghold Vancouver in Canada that happened on November 29th. Earth Lightning Krilgamesh. So I'm gonna guess that, there's a whole lot of Gilgamesh, including Gilgamesh from Opus 7, and there's Kryl. So there's a Kryl package. Each of them are in here, and you'll be able to use the special ability to choose up to 2 damage 4s and break them. So that'll be pretty interesting as well. There's definitely a couple ways to deal damage to opposing 4s, such as Scholar, for example. But it's a different take on that version of the deck. And also you have Leo as well, in order to produce crystals of different elements. Okay. Next up, over at Cincinnati Weekly, Yuri does tricks, because Yuri's got a lot of things that she can do. Mono Wind is definitely picking up in popularity. I did make a video about it. I'll add a link to the video so that you could check it out in case you haven't done so yet. Okay, over at the LWG Final Fantasy Fridays, they were able to have Shane Duckworth, that was over top 33 at the North America Championship. Deal with it, Kupo. He's well known for saying Kupo. So, all right. So Mono Earth is not just a California thing; it is all over the country, and While yes, there is a wind card and there is a lightning card as well. Those two cards, while Odin, you probably won't play it normally, so it's more of an EX burst. But Yuffie, you can play it as long as you have a Vincent in play without paying its cost. So that's really cool, really good. Okay. All right. Next up, we've got the Torneo de Navidad Alcala X Bursters. Okay, I'm not very good with Spanish, so please give me some leeway there. And what topped the meta was looks like Water Wind. So to be expected, the Shrilinka, Yuri. Not seeing a Frisoya, but I guess it's not needed in this case. And another interesting deck that I saw there was Giga Golbez. So Golbez with coming out yet again with a lot of 2-drops as well as Godot and Chaos is in here. Camelot to kind of fix everything up. Shantoto, so you definitely have ways to produce crystals of different elements in order to play out all those forwards if you need to. So this is very interesting. If you like to have a spicy deck, this would be interesting to an interesting deck to check out. Okay. Next up, we've got Gamers Heaven inaugural title format event, which was our first title format event. You'll see some familiar names such as Adam Lane, Nick Schnell, Chris Adams, Curtis Kang, Colin Rupert. A whole lot of them, and I guess a lot of them decided to go with the Final Fantasy V package because they named their decks also Samesies, also not Samesies, and not Samesies. So there's a lot of them. Final Fantasy V package, this one being the one that plays with almost all forwards. And some other interesting decks that you might see would be Snow Halation, where, well, there's definitely Snow right here, the Snow backup that everybody was looking at when Opus 7 was being revealed. So that's a Final Fantasy 13 title deck. And last, as you've seen before, there is I Play the Leading Man, Who Else? What Else? By Chris Adams. Okay. Next up, we have the GG Burwood Massive Monthly Event, where, well, Mono Lightning came out on top. As you can see, it's got a little bit of the Yuri here, as well as Mid Previa and Sid Previa. So there's some interesting different things that happen to this deck, and you could also see that I missed Thaumaturge for the people that used to play Turbo Discard. I had to change back to playing more of a mid-range and play, I guess you could say, a more fair game of Final Fantasy, the trading card game, where you actually play some backups. Okay. Alright, next up, the Chocobo Races. So, LWG's special customer service appreciation event to celebrate the store's 1-year anniversary. Tournament was done as a 2-deck format, best of 3 with 5 rounds. So what won on and in the end was a Lightning Ice deck. So whether you're active or your forward is active or dull, they will have some issues. And Mono Water Fusoya, so that's definitely one of the decks to watch out for. 2-deck format definitely being a little bit different from the usual take of the format that's currently being supported by Square Enix and Hobby Japan, which is a single deck best of 1 format for Swiss, followed by a best of 3 top cut. Okay. Next up, MIA Monday Night Locals, whereas there's a Urinado. So Yuri being in Mono Wind, I guess that causes a tornado, and you have a Urinado. That's what it comes out of it, and it looks like a list similar to the one that Alex Hancock, showed out that I showcased in the deck video. But they did add Zoo in here. There's a couple of different changes, like Ranger, for example. So it's interesting, and it looks like there's definitely some cards that I'm starting to see more of the starter cards from the Villains and Hero 2-player starter set. So if you haven't gotten a copy of it, go check out our sponsor, MashNectaGames.com. They have copies of it available. And I definitely would advise people to get it. If you're new, then there's Genesis, Vivi, Amon, Fat Chocobo, and all the all the great starters that came out in this set. And even if you're a veteran and you don't have it yet, you probably want to get it. It's a lot of value for $25. All those starters, a lot of them are very playable, and Cecil would definitely be one of the picks for cards that are very good that came out of Opus 7. Okay, some upcoming events. We've got an event over in Northern California, Pacifica, Anime Imports this Saturday at 1 p.m. We've got the Trial of the Zodiac Braves at 1 p.m. And over in Kansas City, you've got the World of Light Title Series Tournament over at Collector's Cash. And later on in December, so the two previous ones are actually this weekend at during the same weekend. Well, tomorrow pretty much, December 8th. Well, actually 9th. Is it 9th? No, 8th. Whoops, I forgot today was the 7th. Sorry, it's just past midnight right now. So okay. All right, on December 16th, you'll have the December Team Tournament over in Grand Prairie, Texas, over at Miniature Exchange at 12 p.m. And looking forward a little bit more into the future, we've got the reunion event, Final Fantasy Trading Card Game Community Celebration, which has amazing pricing. It's been put together by James Lockwood, one of the admins for Final Fantasy, the Trading Card Game US group on Facebook. So if you're on the East Coast, I would highly recommend that you check it out. You'll be able to meet some of the top competitors that we have in North America. Great people, great community. It sounds like a great event. This is the second event they're throwing. They had one last year. This is the second reunion that they're putting together, and I look forward to watching the stream. There's going to be Matthew Rice and Chris Adams that are going to be commentating, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully you got to check everything out a little bit. Well, I got to give a shout out to my sponsors as well, MagicTechGames.com for that sells Final Fantasy Trading Card Game singles as well as Magic and Pokemon. They even have these cool little pins if you haven't checked them out yet. I'm wearing one like right here right now. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I like it a lot. Here, why don't you take a closer look, just in case. There you go. Here's the colored one, and here is the golden one. Okay. So that's going to be some of the giveaways actually. When we reach 800, 900, 1,000 subscribers, I will be choosing one of our subscribers at random, and they will get to pick if they want the pins, or maybe a Iconic Masters Horizon Canopy, about a $50, $60 value. Mox Amber from Dominaria, about a $10, $15 value. Some Cactuar sleeves, a 60 pack. Lightning plushie, as well as a Opus 3 Shiva deck box from the Toronto Crystal Cup that was autographed by Taruga Kageyama, the producer of the game. And we'll also give you the option that if you want to check out Artifact, we started covering the game a little bit. I got into the game, and if you don't have it yet, and you are the lucky winner of the giveaway, then we'll give you a free copy. Why not? From us to you, so you can check it out as well. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to put them down below. If you want to connect with other people from the Final Fantasy Trading Card Game community in order to play Smash, go ahead and put find some people and add your friend code, and people will just add you so that hopefully you can all meet up online. Otherwise, hopefully you have a great weekend. You enjoy playing Smash, maybe watching the stream over from the Winter Cup Wales, and we'll catch you guys next time.